Welcome back, students. This is part 2 of lesson 2 module 2, tariff and non-tariff barriers. In the previous part we discussed various types of tariff. Now in this part we are going to discuss what are the effects of tariff. Effects of tariffs. Tariffs have wide-ranging economic effects. According to Charles Kindleberger, there are 8 effects of tariff: protective effect, revenue effect, consumption effect, distribution effect, terms of trade effect, competitive effect, income effect, and balance of payment effect. So these all we are going to discuss now. The analysis of effects of tariff is based on the following assumption. Number 1, there is one country A imports commodity X and exports commodity Y. The effects of tariff are confined to the tariff imposing country, and the effects of tariff on the other countries are not considered. Okay, now understand this. The market demand and market supply curve for commodity X, this is supply curve, this is demand curve. Commodity X in a country A are given by the curves CD, this is CD, and GS respectively as shown in the diagram. The equilibrium price of the product in the absence of international trade is determined by the intersection of the demand and supply curve at point E, that you are aware that DD curve and SS curve are intersecting each other at this point. So here the price is determined. The domestic price before imports is OP0. This is OP0. At this price, consumer surplus is CEP. This is C, E and P. Consumer surplus is CEP. At this domestic, this consumer surplus is CEP0. And the producer's surplus is GEP0. GEP0. This is consumer surplus, this is producer's surplus. The international price of the commodity X is OP. At the international price, the country A produces OQ of the quantity of the commodity. OQ of the quantity of the commodity. The demand for X in country A at this price is OQ3. The demand for X in country A at this price is OQ3. This is demand. Therefore, AQ3 of X has to be imported. This is the production, but demand is OQ3. So this much of the import has to be there. At the international price, the consumer surplus increases to delta PCT, P, then C and T, delta P, C, look here, P, C and T, and the producer surplus reduces to GPA, G, P and A. This is reduced over here. Okay, so the following are the various effects of tariff. Number 1, protective effect. It is imposed to make the imported product more expensive, reduce demand for imported product, and increase domestic production of the same product. Second, consumption effect. Tariff cause loss of welfare due to reduced consumption. Next, revenue effect. The revenue effect is the amount of money received by the government as a result to the tariff imposed. Next, redistribution effect. Tariffs redistribute income between producers and consumers. The redistribution effect of tariff is in favor of producers. Producers experience increased producer surplus as a result of tariffs. Producer surplus is the amount of money that producers receive in excess of the increase in their cost of production. Next, terms of trade effect. Terms of trade measures the relative prices of the traded commodity in the importing and exporting countries. This means that tariffs makes terms of trade favorable to a country imposing tariffs on its imports. Next, competitive effect. A tariff makes the imported product more expensive compared to the same product produced by the domestic producers. Next, employment and income effect. Tariffs reduce expenditure on foreign products and increases domestic production of the product on which tariff is imposed. If an economy has unemployed resources and has not reached full employment, then increased domestic production will be possible by employing unemployed resources. So, tariff increases employment and income. Next, balance of payment effect. If a country faces unfavorable balance of payments, primarily due to the imports exceeding exports, then imposition of import tariffs will reduce imports and make the balance of payment favorable for the imposing country. Now, non-tariff barriers. Non-tariff barriers, in short, they are called as NTBS. This means they are means of restricting imports through measures other than tariffs. They include measures like import quotas, import license, voluntary export restrictions, product standards and testing requirements, etc. NTBS can be broadly classified into the NTBS that have direct impact on the price of the imported good and NTBS that influence the quantity of the goods imported. Now we'll see import quotas. Import quotas are the maximum quantity of imports of commodities that are fixed by the government. Next, types of import quotas. Number 1, tariff quota. Under the tariff quota system, import of a commodity up to a specified quantity is allowed either without any duty or at a low rate of tariff. Second, unilateral quotas. When a country imposes a quota on the import of a commodity without prior negotiations with the concerned exporting country, it is known as unilateral quota. Unilateral quotas may be global or allocated. Next, bilateral quotas. When the quotas are fixed through negotiations between importing and exporting countries, they are called as bilateral quotas. Next, mixing quotas. It is a type of import restriction that makes it mandatory for producers to use certain proportion of domestic raw materials and components to produce finished products domestically. Its main objective is to limit the use of foreign resources and promote the use of domestic resources. Fifth, import licensing. Licensing is a measure used to administer and implement import quotas. Under this system, importers are required to obtain a license from the government authorities permitting them to import commodities within the quota limit. Now we will see the effects of import quotas. Quotas also have multiple effects. Let us assume that there is a country A and a commodity X. The diagram shows the effect of import quotas imposed by country A on imports of the commodity X. In the diagram, demand curve for good X is represented by DD1 and supply curve SS1. In the absence of international trade, the equilibrium of industry producing X is at point E, determining ON output ON output and price is OM. Country A decides to import goods from country B at international price OP. International price is OP. At this price, country A decides to import good X from the country B. At this price, domestic demand for X is OL. It is OL. And domestic supply is OS. It is OS. Imports are equal to SL since imports drain foreign exchanges reserve and reduce domestic production. Government imposes as an import quota of ST. Government imposes import quota of ST. This is what you have to understand. Then a price effect. Since import decrease the total supply of X in country A is not reduced. The post quota supply is given by AGS2. The supply curve intersects the demand curve at E1, determining price at OH, which is higher than international price OP. So PH is the price effect of the quota. Production effect. Domestic production increases from OS to OT. The production effect of the quota is ST. Just refer to the diagram, it will be clear to you. Consumption and welfare effect. Due to the imposition of the quota, domestic production increases but domestic consumption reduces from OL to OK. Redistribution effect. While import quotas reduce the level of domestic consumption, a part of consumers' loss of welfare goes to producers, workers and importers. This is known as redistribution effect of quotas. Next, terms of trade effect. Terms of trade determines the relative amount of imports and exports of a country. It can be depicted by offer curves. Imposition of quota may be either favorable or unfavorable to a country depending on its position in trade. Other non-tariff barriers. Besides quotas, there are other NTBs. They are first, domestic subsidies. Subsidies are direct payment made by the government to domestic producers in order to lower the cost of production and encourage producers to produce more. Subsidies can take the forms of cash payments, low interest rate, tax exemptions, etc. Subsidies lower the prices of domestic goods and help domestic products to compete with the foreign producers more effectively. They also help domestic producers capture export markets as more export surplus is produced at lower cost. Next, voluntary export restraints, VRR. These are bilateral agreements between trading countries to limit the rapid growth of export of certain commodities. The government of the importing country can request the government of the exporting country to impose restrictions on its exporters to certain specified goods in order to protect the domestic producers in the importer country. The VRRs reduce the supply of imported goods and increase their prices. Next, local content requirement. The government may seek to discourage imports of raw materials and components by making it mandatory for domestic producers to use some proportion of domestic raw material. Preferential government procurement policy. Under this NTB policy, the government of a country makes it mandatory for all the departments and the ministers to purchase and produce their requirements only from the local producers and forbids them to purchase imported products. Next, administrative barriers. At times, certain administrative regulations and procedures are designed in such a way that they become a form of barrier to imports. They could be in the form of legal or procedural requirements that makes import difficult to enter in the country. Next, intellectual property laws. Strict patents and copyright laws in a country can act as a barrier to imports of certain types of products. These laws are being increasingly used as NTBs by developed countries to prevent imports from developing countries. Next, exchange control. Exchange controls are governmental restrictions on movement of capital or on buying and selling of foreign currencies. Exchange controls have been used by the countries to restrict imports and correct balance of payment deficits. Under exchange control, the government puts restrictions on purchase and use of foreign exchange for imports as well as on investment made by residents in foreign countries. And the last, product and testing standards. The common form of NTBs is a requirement that imported goods meet a country's product and testing standards. This is commonly used NTB by developed countries to put barriers to imports from developing countries. So these are the various effects of tariff barriers, non-tariff barriers, all those things are there. The question can be explain the economic effect of import barrier or quotas or non-tariff barrier. You have to cover everything in your answer. So this is very important topic and there are various points. For everything you have to give all the pointers, you have to show with the help of diagram as well to get good marks. So here this second topic of module 2 second lesson is over. Thank you very much.